So I really thank M-KOPA for the exposure. Currently, I'm quite interested in analytics. Yes, data, because it's not only something that M-KOPA really thrives on, but it's what the world is now thriving on.
Welcome back to the M-KOPA Leadership Conversations. We are continuing, remember, with the Empowerment Journey of Leadership with Council herself, Tracy Bagonza. She shared amazing learnings in the previous segment. Allow me to take you back to the conversations. If someone wants to pursue a career in the legal field, which advice would you give them?
They would have to do law. They would have to do law, go to law school. So that's basically doing an LLB, bachelor's in law. That's the first step. Although someone can actually also first do a diploma from LDC. Gives you the foundational, knowledge that you need, and then you now go to the bachelor's. Yeah, but you can do small certifications as well.
Beautiful. Yeah. You have heard. No shortcut. Go to school if you want to be a lawyer.
Yeah.
So most people, each time they hear Tracy's name, they associate with compliance.
Yeah.
Compliance. What is this thing of compliance? They would want to understand. What is this thing of compliance? It sounds broad, like in simpler terms from Tracy's own mouth. What is this thing compliance?
Compliance just means doing something the right way.
Absolutely.
Doing something the right way. That's it. That's
perfect.
Compliance. Yes.
Do things the right way. If you do, you're compliant.
Yes.
If you do, you're Tracy's friend. So beautiful. So if you look at, you have seen world over now, the empowerment so much with the women, the youth, the girl child, and all that. So you as Tracy, which advice would you give to a lady who is looking forward to becoming a better person, a better leader, given the fact that you're passionate about women development? So which advice would you give that young lady who would want to be, who wants to become an amazing leader, an impactful and responsible lady without necessarily having to lose herself?
Yeah. There's this saying, you're the equivalent of the 5 people you surround yourself with.
Yeah.
So surround yourself with those women that you look up to, with those women that you admire, with those people who have those elements that you want to emulate. Surround yourself with them or around them. Pick up learnings from them. If you can get coaching from them, if you can request them to be mentors, that's honestly that's the easiest, cheapest way to learn and to become that kind of person. So
great. You have heard. Don't just be around people who want you for food, who want you for things. Just be around people that you aspire to become, you aspire to be. They will spill over their magic, their electricity all over you. Eventually you'll align. Thank you so much. So that one thing that you look back and say, if it wasn't God, I wouldn't have survived this.
So I guess this is where people learn a few things.
Absolutely.
About who I am. So when I was younger, I would say I was a risk taker.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because I fear taking loans, but
oh God.
but so the year I sat for S6, my S6 exams, that was the year when we were having CHOGM.
Yes.
And I remember that time, of course, there were sort of like guidelines that were given, movement and things like that. And I was in Makerere College, so it was quite in the middle of town.
Yeah.
And I was staying in a hostel, but the hostel was connected to the school.
Yeah.
So if we remember slang from back in the day, if you escaped from school, it was called jumping.
Yes.
So yours truly jumped. Right now, when you see me, no one would imagine Tracy can escape from school. But what was I escaping from school to do? You would ask, to party. So I escaped from school with a couple of friends, and we just partied that weekend. I think it was a Friday. So we went out, partied, ended up finding like boys from school who were also out, and just joined as a whole crew. And quite interestingly, the next day I went back home. I told my parents what I had done, and I don't know, maybe because we had an open kind of like relationship, it wasn't such a big deal. And why God was with me, I went back to school. I think I got back to hostel. It must have been either by midday. And you can imagine, by afternoon, they had started doing roll call for all the S6 people. And anyone who did not, or who wasn't in hostel by that time when they were doing roll call, was actually expelled. You can imagine. So I think it was just by God's grace that I arrived at the time I arrived, and I was available to be roll called, and I wasn't expelled from school. We were doing cantab. So I would say God has really been with me.
Definitely, that was God.
Yeah.
That brings me to another sensitive conversation. Usually in the workplace, they usually talk of conflict of interest. Conflict of interest, many people don't understand it. Many people think like when there's a conflict of interest, now this company is on my neck. Now, like, if from a legal perspective, from the experience you have, the expertise you have, how there's someone out there, how best can you enlighten them to understand conflict of interest? And the few scenarios that can help them understand.
So I think sometimes it's inevitable. Right? Sometimes it's inevitable. But like we recently communicated, conflict of interest is not a bad thing. But what makes it bad, or what becomes bad, is when you don't declare, is when you don't make it known. And I don't want people to think that because they've made it known, or because they come and declare, that now they're going to be persecuted. No. When you share that information, it also helps the teams or the people you've shared that information to know how to support you in that particular situation that you're in. You asked for an example. So I think one of the commonest examples or things that happen, and not just at M-KOPA, right now we're in an economy where a person can't survive on one source of income. So you have to have multiple streams of income. Exactly. So I could be fully employed by M-KOPA. I have an 8 to 5. On the side, I have maybe a catering business, or I'm a baker, you know, whatever it is, but I have another source of income. It doesn't hurt for me to either inform my boss or to inform HR that, hey, on top of my work at M-KOPA, I also have this on the side that I'm doing. So imagine you inform HR and maybe you get an order or a gig in the middle of the week. If they don't know about this, and you know, maybe you go and now either take that gig or try to offer that service, there are repercussions you'll face, because you're also expected to be at your job this side with M-KOPA. So like when you inform people and let it be known, they guide and tell you, okay, we're not stopping you from having your side hustle, but maybe do it over the weekend, right? As long as it's not interfering with the work that you're doing at M-KOPA. So that's the guidance we want to give people, because we understand. We're not monsters. No, we are not. We understand. So that's honestly what I would want people to know.
Thank you so much, Tracy. So as we close, this amazing M-KOPA leadership conversation, I want Tracy to look in these cameras, thank everyone out there. We tend to forget who have been there for us, be it in our employment, be it in the family, be it friends. So look in the camera and thank them. You feel free to name them. Let them feel loved for being there for you, because for us to see this amazing lady, there are people that have been there supporting her to stand.
First and foremost, God. God above everything else. Second would be my parents. I honestly wouldn't be who I am. I wouldn't be where I'm at if it wasn't for them. If it wasn't for them encouraging me to speak up, to ask questions, yeah. So I thank them so much. I'm not sure they'll watch this, but I thank them so much. Next, I would also like to thank my extended family. So I'm very close with my cousins. They've also played a major role in my life. So those are people who hold me up, both professionally, both, also emotionally, relationally. So I would like to thank them as well. When it comes to my career life, all those people who have, just spoken up for me in rooms where I wasn't, those who have encouraged me, those who have given me opportunities, there are quite a number. I just want to also say thank you very, very much. I don't think I would be here if it also wasn't for you. And last but not least, that's my baby girl. Everything I do right now is just to leave a legacy behind that she can also, look up to, that you can do anything, honestly, that you set your mind to. There are no limits to what you can do or to who you can become. So I also just want to thank you, Theo, for giving my life meaning, and yeah, for just keeping me happy as well. Yeah.
Thank you so much. As you were busy appreciating people, I felt touched. I felt touched. I hope even those who are seeing me out there, you can also be there appreciating other people as well, because it matters really. Yeah. It matters so much. But it's the M-KOPA leadership conversation. It is an empowerment journey of learning, reflection, laughing, and understanding what it takes to be a leader, just like Tracy is. Thank you so much, Tracy, for joining the M-KOPA leadership conversation.
Thank you so much.